Welcome back to Dixie Alley Weather Center. My name is Caleb Crick. Today is Tuesday, August 26, 2025, and I've got a lot to talk about today, especially talking about some midweek storms that we could have coming in as we go into parts of Wednesday and Thursday across parts of the western states, areas like Tennessee, parts of Mississippi, and then even maybe even into northern Louisiana and into central Alabama, where we could get a few scattered showers and thunderstorms, an inch to 3 inches in some areas. Some areas won't get nearly that much. But we will have another secondary front that will come and bring even drier conditions. This is when the conditions are going to become really dry. Now, we already have dry conditions across much of the Dixie Alley right now, maybe except for areas farther down to the south. And we've already had some of those much below average temperatures. But we will continue to see that as the secondary front moves in. We've had this secondary front that was moving in this morning with some showers or a few sprinkles across parts of northern Mississippi, northern Alabama. But those have all faded out, clearing skies for most of the Dixie Alley. Cooler temperatures today. Areas off to the north could barely get out of the 70s. Some areas in the mid-80s farther you go to the south. And then Florida still baking in the 90s. I'm going to talk about all this today in this video, so let's get right into it. Here's a view from another one of our sky cams. This is the Columbia, Tennessee sky cam. And as you can see, beautiful conditions right now across much of Tennessee, much of northern Alabama, northern Mississippi, parts of Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina. Beautiful temperatures. It's 77 degrees right now. I wouldn't even be surprised if it was lower temperatures down farther towards the ground. A lot of really cool temperatures for this time of the year. For highs in the 70s during the day. It's going to feel really cool. And look at this, the humidity, 37%. That is really low for this time of year. We usually see humidity values way up above 50%. We call 50% humidity, like I said, in the Dixie Alley, low humidity. This is 36% humidity. Really low humidity for this time of year. It feels amazing. You get that crisp air when you walk outside. It feels like fall. It feels great across much of the Dixie Alley. Central and northern parts of the Dixie Alley feeling the best of the weather. Farther to the south, a little warmer, a little more muggy. More general this time of year weather, but us farther off to the north are really enjoying the conditions right now. Clear skies, just a few high sheets of cirrus clouds, but for now it's just really nice out there. Moving on to the satellite imagery right now, you can see most areas are seeing the sun right now, but we have a few areas farther off to the west and parts of central Dixie Alley. We can see parts of Alabama, high cirrus clouds up there, central Alabama. Parts of northern central Mississippi, some high clouds as well. And then some high clouds also in northern Louisiana, scattered clouds as you go farther to the south as well. Maybe a few storms may pop up as the closer you go off to the Gulf. Florida getting in on some more shower and thunderstorm activity. Parts of central Florida throughout the day today. Scattered showers and thunderstorms. Couldn't rule out a couple strong showers and thunderstorms with the daytime heating. Temperature still in the lower 90s around most of the peninsula and even parts of the panhandle of Florida. As we go throughout today, the temperatures will back off a little bit as we go through the rest of this week, but they'll still remain pretty normal for this time of year in most of Florida and parts of southern Louisiana, like I said yesterday. We also have some scattered clouds, parts of the Carolinas. No rain expected across most of the areas until you get far closer to the Gulf, parts of Florida, parts of southern Louisiana, and then maybe a few scattered pop-up showers and maybe drizzle near along parts of Mississippi and central Alabama with those high clouds, but not expecting much in the way of rainfall. Most of that will probably evaporate before it even reaches the surface. Just a weak front that's going to be moving through, drying conditions off even more as we go throughout the rest of this week. But before we really start to dry out, we need to get through some periods of rain first as we go into parts of the middle of this week. Not every area is going to get rain. Just areas, parts, central Dixie Alley off towards the west as well. You'll see some of those rain showers this morning that are clearing out as we go throughout the day today. Not expecting much rain unless you're in parts of the peninsula of Florida throughout today. And that will be a common occurrence as we go throughout the next couple of days. In between the two fronts, we'll have mixing showers and thunderstorms throughout the day. A lot of rainfall going to be happening in parts of central Florida. Maybe a few flooded roadways, maybe a few flash flood warnings. When you need to be moving to higher ground, but not really expecting anything too major out of this. We do have another front that is going to be moving through as we go throughout the middle of this week. Late Wednesday into parts of Thursday, you'll see we have some more rainfall moving from the west, almost from the northwest down to the southeast, more from the north, because we have high pressure off to the north. Now, this isn't the hot kind of high pressure. This is the dry kind of high pressure, where it's cooler off to the north, but it's also drier as well. This is the kind of high pressure we want. It's still pretty far off to the north, and that's what's steering all of the rain farther to the south. Farther off to the north, you guys are pretty much clear of the rain for a good chunk of this week. Mostly dry the farther you go off to the north, but some areas off to the west. Most of Mississippi is going to be getting in on some rain on Thursday. Parts of central Alabama going farther off to the south, this will start to fizzle out, but we will start to see increasing storm potential as we go through the end of this week. Farther you go off to the south. Once again, the northern half of the Dixie Alley will remain mostly dry. Parts of the Appalachian Mountains may be getting a few showers and thunderstorms, and parts of the coast. But farther off to the south, where we have the warmer, more tropical conditions, more higher humidity, the more uncomfortable conditions. I'm sorry, guys, if you live farther off towards the south. More rain is expected, and so it will be hotter down there, but the rain should cool it off, not getting those really high temperatures, but still pretty normal temperatures for this time of year, higher humidity. You guys are like, what kind of cool down are you guys talking about? This is for the northern half of the country. The northern half of the country is going to feel amazing, but the southern half still dealing with some of that heat and the rainfall as we go throughout the next couple of days. This will continue. This will be a common trend as we go throughout the next couple of days through the rest of this week. Showers and thunderstorms dominate the southern half of the Dixie Alley, and probably central Dixie Alley still remaining pretty dry. But parts of southern Louisiana, southern Mississippi, southern Alabama, just southern portion of these states, and then most of Florida remaining pretty wet, not as dry as areas farther up to the north, not getting as cool of temperatures as well as areas up to the north. Here's a look at the total rainfall that we could see as we go throughout the rest of this week and into the beginning of next week. This is as we go throughout the next couple of days. You'll see the area of the front that will make its way through the U.S. Or through parts of the Dixie Alley, most of the models have been pushing this farther off to the south than it was. It was originally going to be impacting parts more of Tennessee, more of northern Alabama, northern Mississippi, but they have moved that farther off to the south. We're expecting that high pressure to dominate more than it was originally going to, up farther off to the north. Once again, not hot high pressure. It's going to be cooler and drier high pressure farther off to the north. Really cool conditions as you get towards the Great Lakes. But we'll get some areas of rainfall Wednesday to Thursday. Parts of Mississippi, parts of central southern Alabama, parts of northern Louisiana. Most of Louisiana will stay dry unless you're right on the coast, and parts of northern Louisiana, most of central Louisiana will stay pretty dry. And then you can see parts of Florida still getting on scattered showers and thunderstorms throughout the next couple of days. As we go farther into the future, the rain will start to coagulate down here along the coast. That's where the rain will start to be as we go throughout the rest of this week. Totals from 3 to 5 inches possible in some areas. A lot of rainfall parts of central Florida, southern Alabama, southern Mississippi, southern Louisiana. Most of Louisiana is going to be getting a lot of rainfall as we go towards the end of this week. Not as much the beginning half of this week, but the end portions of this week, more rainfall coming for parts of the U.S. A few scattered showers and thunderstorms in parts of the Carolinas, but not expecting much as we go throughout the next couple of days. Most of the Carolinas, parts of Georgia, northern Alabama, very far northern parts of Mississippi, and most of Tennessee remaining dry through the rest of this week. Showers and thunderstorms will return as we go farther off into next week. It will still remain pretty cool, though. The Climate Prediction Center is still saying we will have below average temperatures. The temperatures will return into the 80s for highs in parts of the northern Dixie Alley, but not the 90s until maybe farther into September. So once again, much cooler temperatures than we normally see this time of year. We know that in the southeast we can have temperatures way up in the 90s, record-breaking temperatures this time of year. We saw those in July. So big needed cool down for most of the Dixie Alley. I know some of us are going to be getting some of those muggy conditions down to the south still, I know. But you guys will eventually get those fall-like conditions. We are approaching fall. We are still in summer, but eventually we will all be feeling those fall conditions. But at least for the next 2 weeks, we will be seeing below average temperatures through much of the Dixie Alley. Doesn't mean we won't see any normal or above average temperatures in some of these areas, but on average, most of the Dixie Alley is going to be below average. You can see even on the 6 to 10 day temperature outlook still sticking with the below average temperatures. This isn't even talking about the cool downs that we're going to be seeing going into the next couple of days. This is going to be lasting for quite a while. The drier conditions aren't going to stay for as long, though. We are going to get into more of a rainy time period, and that's just because the cooler conditions of more of a tropical, more of a rainy environment is going to mix in because of the cooler temperatures and the warmer temperatures mixing. More of a fall-like setup, more of a rainy setup will come. You could almost call this a spring setup, where we usually get those cooler temperatures with the rainy conditions. We will start to get more rain start to build first across the southern half of the Dixie Alley, and then parts of the northern Dixie Alley mixing in. Above average rainfall is expected as we go into next week, so just be prepared for that. Not as dry conditions coming for next week, but cooler conditions will continue to stay as we go throughout the next couple of weeks. Now, the 2 to 3 week forecast shows that we will be getting into an above average time frame again, above average temperatures for most of the Dixie Alley as we go later into September. But for right now, don't worry about that. Just worry about those cool temperatures that we are going to be feeling. Actually, don't worry about it. Just enjoy the cool temperatures that we are going to be feeling as we go throughout the next couple of weeks. And once again, thankfully, right now, we have really no tropical activity out there in the Atlantic Ocean right now, except for Tropical Storm Fernand, which is literally about to not be a tropical storm anymore, about to be a post-tropical cyclone. This thing looks absolutely ridiculous. Like, it shouldn't even be a named storm anymore, but it is. Tropical Storm Fernand, the lowest category of tropical storm you can get right now. It's about to become post-tropical cyclone, like I said, and then we will have no tropical disturbances in the Atlantic Ocean. Now, there is another wave coming off of Africa that has the possibility of developing as we go out into the future, but most of the models are trending this to curve out to sea once again. We've been really lucky with that high-pressure system in our favor over most of hurricane season, so that will be steering all the waves that we have coming off of Africa. And if we don't have that high pressure system built, those will all go out to sea, and it will be a very good situation for us throughout September. Now, the conditions are still very favorable in the Caribbean and the Gulf of Mexico for development, so we need to continue to watch. Hurricane season is not over by any means. We need to continue to watch. This is still supposed to be an above average hurricane season, so we saw what Aaron did. Even though it didn't make much contact with any land, we saw what that did, and we see what the capability of systems are in the future. So we need to continue to watch. Nothing to worry about right now, but I will continue to monitor the tropics for any updates in the future. And once again, that is all the weather info I've got for you today. Thank you so much for tuning in to today's video. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you click that like button and subscribe to this channel so you don't miss daily awesome videos like this one. I try to post videos every single day, so do yourself a favor and try not to miss one of those updates. I will have my September prediction video coming out this weekend, so make sure you try not to miss that for all the daily updates on the climate for September that we could see, parts of the tropics that we could see during the month of September, and also some of the storms that we could see as we go throughout the month of September. It's going to be a wild September, I believe, so make sure you do not miss those updates. Once again, that is all the weather I've got for you today. Thank you so much for watching today's video, and I will see you in the next one.